Imagine finding the home of your dreams in a vibrant neighborhood built by one of the most premier developers of the city and surrounded by the best schools. A place that my client can now call home and guaranteed to bring so much joy and happiness. Today, I want to extend my warmest congratulations to my dear client, Leena, her husband, and her 2 adorable children on the purchase of their new property. I can't be more thrilled for them as they embark on this exciting journey of home ownership in Canada in this stunning project. I got connected with Leena in January 2023, and the first conversation exactly happened on January 16th.
So I registered on the Instagram and I was looking and hunting for the houses. And then suddenly there is this lady, Nikki, okay, she calls up. The first thing, you know, her voice with all that liveliness. Hello, Leena, how are you?
I wanted to say congratulations for your purchase. I came to Canada in 2014. Back home in Iran, I was an architect. I used to work in the Faculty of Architecture as a university instructor for 7 years because it was very related to my architectural background. And with my skill set and my trained eyes, I could help my clients find the ideal properties.
So then she started talking with me. This is what I got the information and you're looking for it. So tell me what you're looking for. So I gave her my ideas. So she's like, all right, let's go step by step. I'm born and brought up in India, but we moved to China, 18 years ago. So we're still there. We have not moved completely to Toronto. So we are on and off. My husband is like few months in Toronto, few months in China. So basically, despite of staying for 18 long years in China, I don't have the residence. We don't get a PR and everything. So you need to renew your visa, every 3 years, right? So that is one of the drawback. Despite you have your own house, you have your own business, you have your everything, all right? But still you don't get your permanent residence or whatever. And my kids, at the age of 17, they would be chucked out. I mean, they won't be getting the Z visa, which we get it for 3 years. They will be just getting a tourist visa. So my kids will have to go for the highest as it is to the outside, and they can just visit us as a tourist or on the business visa to join our business or whatever. So even that is the second drawback. And the third, which is very important drawback, is the education. Despite my kids used to go to British International School, but still the level of education is, it's not that high, all right? And we used to pay a huge bomb. So now my kids go to private school in Canada and the fees is much reasonable as compared to China.
Leena mentioned that she's waiting for her permanent residency status in Canada, and she's living in Yonge and Eglinton.
When we came here, we were renting the condo, and I knew it. I didn't want it to rent anymore. Definitely, I had that span time in me that I have to purchase either a house or, a condo or apartment or whatever. It was clear in my mind. And then she's like, first we need to find how much you could invest, how much you could mortgage, where you wanted, which locality you wanted, how is your feasibility, is that. So she was a lady, she was intact, she was calling me every time. So I was like, okay, then I started getting fond of her. So this is the one I should hold off, make a hold and follow her. And that's how we started.
The most important thing to my client from the beginning of our conversation together was that she had certain criteria that were congruent with her beliefs. Initially, Leena was looking to buy a 2-level penthouse with 3 bedrooms with balconies facing south in a building full of amenities, especially swimming pool for her children. Price range was unlimited as long as she had the features and the layouts that she wanted. She expressed to me that she wanted to have a maid and cleaning services being offered to her, and that's why I recommended looking at hotel condos where they usually offer these kind of services to people. The first condo that we looked at was a lavish penthouse in the Shangri-La Hotel. The price tag was only $12 million and it was featuring 20-foot floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city skyline. This immaculate, one-of-a-kind unit offers anything that you can expect for under the sun except for the maid and chef. That brought us to option B, that we saw two distinctive penthouses in Vaughan. They didn't meet her expectations because number one, she didn't like the layouts, and number two, they were very far from the city. So I sent her option C, Via Blur penthouse pre-construction that was move-in ready. This state-of-the-art brand new penthouse was very similar to the unit that we saw in Shangri-La. It had 2 floors and it had high-feet ceilings with panoramic views towards the lake and Toronto skyline.
We went to see the penthouse. The view was fantastic. Balcony view was fantastic. It was good, big. Rooms were big, spacious, as I wanted everything. But the space was not utilized properly. It was not properly made. It was so much dark with dark colors used and everything. So I keep such things in mind and everything. Then I was like, let's keep it on hold.
While searching for the perfect home, Leena revealed that she didn't want to be right in downtown. Instead, she preferred Midtown because she had the proximity to almost everything and also she was close to her children's private school. That brought us to option D. Bianca Condos is the perfect match for Leena and her family. This awe-inspiring masterpiece, built by one of the most iconic developers in the city, Tridel, has a name and reputation in the industry that soars above the rest, not to mention the impeccable track record.
The location of Bianca had been one of the big deciding factors when Tridel looked at the property here. The Dupont has a lot of historical significance to Toronto, and part of that was the draw that brought us to Bianca and this property. There was a very large push with the city in regards to rejuvenating the north side of Dupont. And there would be the introduction of what's known as the new Dupont. And Bianca was that first addition to the new Dupont.
Bianca is a 9-story mid-rise boutique condominium that makes a statement. This brand new condominium consists of 216 units that have been exquisitely designed with attention to every detail.
Every floor in Bianca is unique. It is different than the one below it and above it, which offers a uniqueness in suite types throughout the community. I think one of the main highlights of Bianca would be the fact that it is a boutique offering. That was really appealing to the folks that we were really targeting the community towards. And Bianca has been very much embraced by the community, from young professionals looking to get into the housing market, and of course also the opportunity for a lifestyle change.
Leena fell in love with this building instantly. With its supremely indulgent boutique hotel-style grand lobby that is lavishly decorated by contemporary furniture. It establishes a sense of luxury.
When we entered in, the lobby was fantastic. It was welcoming. We entered in. The golden doors for the elevators and, you know, the entrance door.
Bianca Condos has a private dining room perfect for hosting a chef-catered dinner to indulge your VIP guests. Right to the dining room, we have a luxuriously designed party room that you can celebrate with your family, with your friends. It has a big lounge, it has a wet bar and an oven. You also have a state-of-the-art fitness center and a yoga studio. The real star of the show is the outdoor pool, which is located in the rooftop terrace with private cabanas and panoramic views towards city and Lake Ontario.
We are the height in the area per se, because north and south of us, it is an abundance of single family homes. So the views here are really spectacular.
My client loved the new unit because of the natural flow and the great energy throughout the unit.
I'm an Indian, okay, and I have stayed in China. So Feng Shui comes from China and Vastu comes from India. So I combine both Feng Shui and Vastu together. For me, as per the Vastu, is the number, okay? Every person, according to the birth date, is the number. And house is your main energy. It's just like your phone charger. You know, you take phone anywhere, but at last you have to put it to charge, right? So your home is your energy. You get charged up from your home. It's your space. So yes, for me, house is my space and I want it to be perfectly according to the Vastu and Feng Shui.
Feng Shui is an ancient art of arranging buildings, objects, and a space in order to achieve harmony and balance. Feng Shui means the way of wind and water, and it has roots in the Taoism in China, but it has widespread all over the world, and it has come to the Western culture as well.
And we believe as you enter, there should be a wall which should be blocked. It should not be directly from the main entrance to your balcony, which means you get all your wealth and you lose your wealth. All right? So there has to be a blockage because you're getting your wealth, your health, your prosperity. So it's blocking it, it's stopping, and you're consuming it in your house. You're not sending it out. And you should feel the positivity. You know, you enter in many houses, you don't feel that connection. You need that connection.
Customer care people, they're gonna be in touch with you to have you for the pre-delivery inspection, and they're gonna let you know what date. The condo was decorated by the finest material and the best finishes. When you enter the condo, you have a foyer. In your front, you have a powder room. On your left side, you have this big closet where you can store all your shoes, your boots. The condo has premium plank engineered flooring. This unit has beautiful kitchen cabinetry with quartz countertop matching with distinctive backsplash and also an island with waterfall edges. The kitchen features Miele Italian stainless steel appliances and a built-in cooktop. As you go throughout the unit, you're gonna have a beautiful open concept living area that you can spend time with your family.
So when I entered this house, I had already picturized it because this house has 2 bedroom, 1 den. But I was like, I don't want a den, you know, might as well I make it a dining area. So I converted the den into a dining area. And then I wanted, you know, the brightness was a little low over here as compared to my Midtown house. So if I would get my old furniture from that house, it would become more darker, which was blue. So then I converted this whole house into white and gold. So that was my concept. Being an Indian, we go with the lucky numbers. We play with the numbers, all right? My birthday is 18, so 9. 9 is the luckiest number for me. Anything with 9 is fantastic.
Can you believe it? Even the numbers of the unit matched Leena's specifications, which was vitally important to her. Lucky numbers for my clients were number 9, 8, or 6. And this specific unit was suite 215, which was equal to number 8.
This turned out to be 8215. So I was like, yes, it's coming in my way. All right, it's coming in my daughter's way too. So it's, in a way, it's lucky for my whole family. So that was the number. I chose it.
This property was everything that Leena wanted. But there was only one problem. She was not a Canadian citizen.
Foreign buyers.
Foreign buyers.
Foreign buyers.
Foreign buyers.
Foreign workers.
We're going to be banning foreign buyers for 2 years.
This ban on foreign home buyers is now in effect. It's a 2-year measure.
Government's move to cool the housing market by
ban
taking
foreigners from buying residential property.
The law provides that under new condo construction that the buyer has a 10-day period in which they have the ability to consult with a lawyer, to have the lawyer review the purchase transaction, and that will afford the purchaser with an opportunity to better understand what they are agreeing to when they sign that purchase agreement. Buyers, very important to have legal representation when they go through this process of a new home construction purchase, because the builder will provide the buyer with a 50 page contract, which has a slew of clauses in there. So it's utmost importance if you're buying new construction to have a lawyer retained to review that agreement.
Nikki helped me with a lawyer, Mitch. Nikki and Mitch, they both guided me.
Prior to my first conversation with my client, the Government of Canada imposed a new law under Bill C-19, effective as of January 1st, 2023.
So I'm sure you're aware the Government of Canada recently instituted a statute whereby foreigners are unable to purchase and acquire property in Canada for a 2-year period, subject to certain exemptions.
The goal of this legislation and regulation passed by Parliament in 2022 was to help make housing more affordable by ensuring Canadians had more access to homes for sale. From the time Bill 19 was announced and passed into legislation, I was consulting with our team of expert lawyers to gain insight and a better understanding of the law. I wanted to know primarily how it would affect my business and what relevant details I needed to share with my new immigrant clients who were considering purchasing a property here in Toronto. More importantly, my first priority was providing my client Leena the right information to help her clearly understand the rules so she could make an informed decision. We were all going back and forth to gain better insight into proposed new law. The Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, CMHC, announced several amendments to the legislation allowing non-Canadians to purchase residential properties in certain circumstances.
So usually if you're a non-resident of Canada or not a Canadian citizen, then being a foreign purchaser, you are prohibited unless one of those details, and specifically with Leena's situation, is the existence of a work permit to work in Canada. Now, the statute which prohibited non-Canadians from buying property was recently amended. Formerly, which would have been to Leena's detriment, in order to purchase property if you were not a Canadian and you were here under a work permit, the work permit had to have a lifespan of at least an additional 183 days from the date of purchase. But a kicker was that the person had to have filed 5 years worth of income taxes with CRA prior to the purchase date in order to be eligible to purchase property in Canada. However, recent amendments deleted that tax filing requirement. So now if the work permit extends for a period of at least 183 days beyond the purchase date, then the non-Canadian is able to purchase property. So Leena did fall into that exemption, so she was able to acquire the property.
The new amendments now allow newcomers like Leena to put down roots in Canada through home ownership.
Leena's situation was an interesting one because she was buying one of the last units in the development. I think it was the model suite. So the builder only had sold out the project more or less. It had these couple of suites left to sell. So the dynamic between buyer and seller was a little bit different insofar as the builder seller typically would want to finish with the project and move on to their next project. So they might be a little more flexible in negotiations and allow some other deletions of those adjustments just so that the unit could be sold. So because Leena was purchasing one of the last units in the building, we were able to negotiate some additional deletions from those adjustments, which normally I haven't been able to see builders agreeing to. With Leena, it was a pleasure working with her from the first time that I met with her to review the transaction. She's excited, and that's what you want. You want your clients to be excited about the whole process. You have a sense of satisfaction when you know you're really helping your client.
Me, so I don't trust people. Every person has the trust issue because it's a different country. It's a new country. You never know. How can you trust and everything? But she made it very comfortable. As she went step by step, your trust factor improved. Then slowly it turned out to be friendly, healthy relation, then good friends. And my whole family started knowing her. So we are comfortable with her, and now it's turned out to be
Right from the very beginning, working with Nikki had been very seamless. She was very thorough in discovering what she needed to know about the community before it was, even introduced to her client. She's very meticulous with the details and the process moving forward, preparing her purchaser for what to expect moving forward, and also what to expect with something, when you're purchasing something that is brand new.
We had bonded up really well. She told me about the Valentino charity, which was going to take place in Yorkdale. First, she took me over there. So we went over there, and ladies always shop, all right? So we landed up shopping over there and meeting up the people and everything. Then this gala was supposed to take place where she was invited from Valentino, and she could get one of her friend. And that was so sweet of her that she invited me. So I was a guest of her, and it was so fantastic. The way she organized, all right? Right from the pickup from my house, with beautiful cars. So we landed up there, we took photo shoot, video, seeing the ballerina, then again having the dinner. Oh, it was like fantastic event.
I've known Nikki now for 5 years. I think we were introduced to each other back in 2018. And I've worked with Nikki on many transactions. I also know her personally. My wife and I have been able to connect with her on a personal level as well. She is the most engaging, outgoing, honest person that I've had the pleasure to deal with. She really does care about the individuals. She cares about building relationships with her clients because they're more than clients to her. And that's serious. That's the way I feel about the transactions too. They're people, they all have their own needs, they have all their own interests, and I think it's important that you get to know the person so you know exactly what they're looking for and how you can best help them out. And Nikki really does that. She invests a lot of her time and her heart in working with every client, and, which is really rare these days, and it's really wonderful to see.
I wish that all of the homeowners enjoyed the community as much as I've enjoyed it with Bianca. It's an abundance of homeowners that were end users looking to purchase a suite for their own use, for their family. And it's really great to be part of that experience. They're purchasing a home, and what's more exciting and important than that? And as we say at Bianca, Bianca's a place to be happy.